Christine from the European Startup Association, and I'm here with Char, one of our amazing members, and it's super exciting what you're doing, and I'm talking to him in Istanbul today. So I'm handing over to you. Maybe you introduce yourself and your startup and what you're doing and why you started this whole business.
Of course, Christina. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. Crazy times, but it's always valuable to have these kind of connections with people. I'm Çağrı, as you said, Çağrı Selçuklu. I'm in Istanbul right now, but we're also a company in Estonia, in Tallinn. And I'm the co-founder and CEO of DUCKT. And what DUCKT does is that we developed world's first universal and smart, connected, dedicated micromobility charging infrastructure. Why we did that is much more important than what we did to us, because we believe that micromobility is, especially during these crazy times, proving that it is really necessary for all the urban life, the city, the mobility solutions. And we love it. We want it to be more integrated into the cities. But what we see is that there's a lot of pain points about it. There's problems with the city because they're not becoming a real stakeholder to this business. They are just spectators. They are just being able to hardly catch up with regulations. And in the operation side, the costs are not efficient for it to be sustainable at the moment, because as the reports show, I think it's around 50 to 60% of their costs, the operators' costs, are going for operation and charging only. And that's not feasible. And in the citizen side, I mean, they're experiencing bad behavior in the streets. There's irregularities. They're right on the public's way. They're not where they're supposed to be when you need them. They're everywhere, but they're not where they're supposed to be. And the user experience is not perfect yet. It needs to be more integrated. So we decided to solve all these because we believe in micromobility. We believe that it should exist.
Yes, okay. Amazing, and I completely agree. They are, like you say, these times, so whenever you're watching this interview, we are in the middle of COVID-19 area at the moment, and it's really a bit of a game changer for business, and unfortunately also for a lot of businesses to close down and to face challenging, but also can be seen for an opportunity to pivot and to be flexible with your startup and to manage difficult situations also between team members maybe and clients and so on. So I always say, and I'm a really true believer, that being flexible is one of the main things, apart from being persistent and being patient as a startup, is being flexible and being able to maybe change a business model a bit around or adjust according to the market, and therefore you need to be up to date with what's happening. So can you tell us a bit more about that, what you're doing, and maybe how you're reacting to the changes in the market, not only with this situation, but also for future things, and how you can streamline your processes to be able to actually adjust to what's happening?
Of course. I mean, great question. I totally agree what you said about the flexibility. I mean, there's two phases to it. One is internally, one is externally. The internally part, of course, the business is changing. Of course, you need to take action. Of course, you need to adapt. For that, as a startup, what you can do is that adjust your burn rate, adjust your runway, and then be ready for what's coming on your way. But on the other side, you also need to adjust as a business. And develop new business models is extremely important for startups to be agile. And so far, what we were able to do, what we were planning to do, was to sell these charging infrastructure solutions to our clients, to local authorities, to private landowners, and all those client types we have. But at the moment, we developed a different business model that would be much more helpful to anybody who's interested in efficiency, personal transportation solutions in their area, whomever they are. So what we did is instead of selling these stations, we are applying to funds, green mobility funds, green infrastructure funds, that wants these type of solutions to be implemented in the European cities, to fund our pilot projects where we will be able to deliver our infrastructure solutions ourselves as a service. I mean, and that's a new thing, because as you know, every product is turning into a service, right? Everything that we own are services that we use at the moment. So why not have infrastructure as a service? And we moved forward about this business model very much at the moment, which we started preparing before COVID-19, but this period just proved us right that this is the way to go. And we are getting good traction about this. And what we want to do is to roll out in city scale infrastructure solution, because I mean, you can work with an operator, but operators are visitors in the city. They are another service, but the people in the city, they own the city, they live there, they experience it forever, whomever comes and goes. So why not work with them, help them define an infrastructure solution where even personal usage is encouraged of these micromobility solutions.
Yeah, amazing. It's a great example of looking into what's happening in the market, and also finding a bit of a different business model around things, and increasing actually pilot projects, like you say, and then proving the concept and having a foot in the market where you then can expand rapidly by proving that it really works. This is great. Maybe you can also spend another couple of minutes on sharing your achievements so far, because I know the list is long, but there's some great things that really prove that there's a necessity for micromobility and a demand for it, and also the concept that you developed is really successful and will be even more successful in the future.
Of course. I mean, it's just beautiful to see that other people think the same way you do, especially when you start building your thoughts over what people are having a pain about, and then let's solve that. So people say like, okay, you did. Hi. I think out of 400, more than 400 contacts, client contacts we had, around 45% of them are the people who called us saying like, we had the problem, this is the solution we're looking for. So that's some number that we're proud of. And from the achievements, we won Startup Estonia competition. We won a pilot project in Tallinn municipality in Smart City competition. And we were selected as TC top pick in mobility in 2019 by TechCrunch Disrupt Berlin 2019. And we were there, we had the interviews, I think soon they will be out as well. We were selected by Startup Grind in Silicon Valley, the 10th year anniversary, by one of the accelerator startups, 20 of them around the world. So, I mean, it was a privilege to be there with those guys. They were still in the same network. We also recently won Seoul Mobility competition. So we're going to have a pilot in Lisbon. As an infrastructure, as I said, it seems like municipalities agree what we think. And also we just got selected one of the top startups in the world by Moving On Challenge in Canada. It's powered by Michelin. And that made us proud, meaning that almost all continents agree. Let's go, let's scale up, let's do this. So we're getting ready for that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for your time today. And
of course, I mean, it's a privilege to be here.
Thank you. And we are really looking forward to supporting you further in your journey as well. We're super happy to have you on board for our association. So thank you for now, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.